Hello, loves. Welcome back to another reactionary video with your girl Sarah. We are today watching some more trailers. These specifically being more Angel Studio trailers. So I'm excited to see them and to see what's coming out. And I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe and comment. But the first trailer we are getting into is called The Last Rodeo, and we've seen this fellow in before trailers, so he definitely seems like the same guy who is in Homestead, so this should be a good one to watch.
Do you remember everything that you put all of us through the last time you rode? You will not get on that bull.
Well, then what are we gonna do about Cody?
I'm gonna be okay, Mom.
$750,000 for first place. You got a better idea? I'm all ears.
So, yeah, a man will tend to do anything to provide, so looks like that's definitely the case here. Many even breaking promises.
Rides again.
This is gonna be big.
This ain't the senior circuit.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Joe Wainwright competing at over 50 years younger.
I'm grandfathered in, right?
Well, you right about that granddad part.
Oh!
His grandson's sick, and he's got to earn money. That's why he's here. You gotta focus, Joe.
In my seat. I only ask once. That went well.
Yeah, very. Be patient with her. She loves you fiercely.
Can Joe Wainwright keep up?
I'm fine.
Of course you are.
That's a genuine, true legend right there. Here we go!
Come on, Joe, get it! Get it! Get it!
Okay then. It definitely seems like it's going to be an emotional roller coaster type movie, and definitely one that looks exciting to see. Yeah, that definitely is the same guy I've seen a few times, who I'm quite fond of. I've seen him in a few things before. I've seen him in Angel Studio things. I can't remember exactly what he's played in before, like everything he's played in, or what I remember him most from. Like, I remember his face and him a lot more vividly than the things he's played in. I know he played also in I can't remember the title, but it was another Angel Studios thing before Homestead. It was the one that was like a Job type story, the one with parallel universes and stuff. But I remember seeing him things before then that I was fond of him. Like, he used to play, I can't remember what he was, like, bad guy wise, besides that one movie that I will put image and title wherever. But he was a bad guy in that, more specifically Satan. But he also played, I remember being fond of him for being a good bad guy. Like, that's the idea I have of him, is just like, he's a good bad guy. But I like to see that he's stretching out, and he, with Homestead and seemingly with this, like, actually playing roles where he's not the the bad guy. So yeah, this one looks like definitely a fun watch, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's already out in theaters, at least while I'm recording this. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on to the next one. It's called The World We Make.
I want to prove I can do something big. I just need to get out of here for a while and think about my life. Figure out my place in the world. Hey, Jordan.
Hey, Lee. Done shoveling you know what?
You should probably just stick to football.
I don't get you horse people. Logan! Let me
We
kill
got
these
another
fools.
country movie.
I'm gonna do a cross-country ride. I'll have to train 3 horses.
Just wanted to see if I could help out with something. I'm up early working out anyway.
5:30 a.m.
Wow. Bright and way too early.
What's gonna happen when you go? I want somebody to hang out with. Maybe play some basketball with Logan.
Yeah, sure.
Bet you're really good at basketball.
What makes you say that? Because I'm black? I'm actually pretty bad at basketball, so.
Okay.
You just
Changing
got a
those
scholarship offer to
stereotypes,
play at
that's
the
always
best
nice.
school in California.
I'm so happy for you.
Thanks, Lee. So how does this work? You just gonna get on a horse and ride off into the sunset?
This is my dream.
Well, I'm all about dreams.
If you
Talk to
can't
me.
have a prince to ride off in the
Also,
sunset
you
with,
got
you
your
might as well
white
do it
girlfriend.
yourself.
You know, what does she see in you?
Oh,
You think she's gonna want a future with you if you can't play football,
we
if you
got a
can't afford
romance
school?
movie.
She's gonna break your heart.
You're obviously more than friends. Why would you keep that a secret from me?
always a sucker for
You
friends
really
to
want to go
lovers
through
type.
life worrying
trope.
about this all the time.
Honestly, to me, I think it's more
Don't give
fond
up.
of-
Sometimes
I'm
you
more
find
fond
a
of the
path when you
friends to
least
lovers
expect
than the enemies to lovers. I mean, that one's fun
Two
and
different
all, but I
worlds.
mean,
We'll make our own little world.
there's just something so
Right here.
sweet about someone you know your whole life and or friends with, where you already have that connection, and then just one day, like, things shift, and you're just like, oh, I think I like you more than a friend. Or even, oh, I'm a sucker for when it's like, I'm a sucker for when it's the whole one-sided sometimes, where it's just like, especially when it's the boy falling in love with the girl his whole life, but when they end up together, it's a little sad. Not saying they're sad, but I'm saying the story's sad when it's just like, boy has a crush on girl his whole life and then ends up she gets with somebody else. I mean, that's reasonable. Not everyone's going to get with their childhood crushes, but I mean, it's just something just so sweet and wholesome to where, like, that does happen to where they are together in the end. But that was the end of that one, and it looks so nice, and definitely looks like another emotional roller coaster, but definitely another one that looks lovely to watch. But this next one, oh, I'm so excited for. It's called Testament. Now, I watched the movie. This is supposed to be a series, which I've not been mentioning. I think the last two were movies, but this one is a series. And the reason I know it's a series is because I watched the movie, and it was said with the movie that they were, like, the movie was supposed to technically, I can't remember if it was to start with, but I know that they used it to end with, that it was technically supposed to be a pilot for the series. Not as in, like, this is episode 1, like they do sometimes, but as far as in, it was, this is the concept we have, and we want to make a series out of it. And it was a really good movie. And I did do a review of it on my other channel, or my ARG channel, as mentioned times before. I did reviews on there. But yes, I will link that in the description below if you want to check that review out. Same thing as with the Chosen series and every other series that, or every other thing that I have connected the channel with. I reviewed it. Those are my thoughts and comments. Anything extra is more so for the ARG, but yes, beyond that is more so like, if it's little nitbits about the life of the character, then that is obviously story. But as far as in thoughts and opinions about the movies or the series reviewed on that channel, they are my thoughts and opinions for y'all. But let's go ahead and get on to it. I'm excited, and I can't. This is another series I'm excited to get to whenever I'm able to get to. So that's 3 series so far. I'm just in the waiting for the Winged Feather Saga, which I am able to react to the first episode. I do have to, the first episode is free on Angel Studios, but the rest you have to be a guild member. So that's, I'm kind of back and forth to where if I don't have anything to react to, I might end up reacting to the first episode. Otherwise, I might try to wait, because I love the series to death, and that's going to be killer to be able to watch the full first episode and not be able to watch the rest of the series. But hey, if I don't have anything else to react to, then I guess that's what I'll fault to. But that, Homestead, I can't wait for, and Testament now I can't wait for.
Did you steal his body from the tomb?
Why do you keep asking about the body?
Oh, so this is...
You take it.
So I should get... I should give preference Testament is supposed to be, or at least the movie, which I think they changed the title. It's called The Parables Retold. It's followed Luke, I want to say, I think it was Luke, followed Luke as he was on the run and basically listening to different disciples, whether they were disciples of the disciples or disciples of Jesus themselves. He listened to their stories and wrote them down, and as the title suggests, Parables Retold, it was the parables he was writing down mostly, and they did it in a modern context. They did it in the modern context to where it was like, oh, what if instead of it being early AD era, like right after Christ died, then what if it was now or the future type deal? So it was very much like post-apocalyptic type deal. Like it gave those kind of vibes, and oh, it was wonderful. But I forgot that was the case. Like I remembered it was the current context, but at the same time, like I wasn't thinking about the fact that would technically mean that Jesus died in the current context as well. So it seems to be that's what we're getting, as far as in more so not just hearing of Jesus as this mystical type figure, but actually getting more into his story. Now I don't know if they're going to show Jesus, because the concept was that it's supposed to be the Book of Acts retold as in a modern concept, but that would be fun if we get flashbacks with Jesus in a modern like that. This is going to be fun.
Did you take it?
They claim
So I'm assuming
he is
England,
risen.
because I think that's what it was in the
is alive.
He's dead.
other one. It was
I saw him.
Wasn't he killed?
Crucified.
Let me explain.
also wondering if they're going to use the same actors and actresses as the last one. I doubt it, because I know that it's often something that's not done, as far as in many times when there's like a pilot or like they'll probably switch them and use different people. Now it's not always done that way, and I think it would be fun to have the same people coming in, because like I said, there was a lot of these apostles and disciples. Like we did meet Peter, we met Mark, we met Barnabas, we met like a lot of big name characters in the movie. That would be fun if we get to see them again. But yeah, it definitely seems like this is more so. The other one seemed like it was more so like a few years, maybe longer. Like it was definitely, I want to say after James's death, so it was definitely like a few years maybe, but it was definitely some time. But this seems like it's directly after, or at least within the same year or whatever, if not directly after Jesus's crucifixion. So that's fun. Yeah, I'm excited to see how they take this. Like, I'm wondering if they're working within that 40-day period of he came and walked on earth.
We were all there at his trial. We all shouted, "Crucify him to the Imperium!"
Stephen, you're too smart for this.
I just know it's true.
I want to say she gave me Mary vibes. I don't know why. I can't remember if I've seen Mary at her as Mary in the other one or not. I don't know. But for some reason, that was just, maybe it's just because it's a woman talking about Jesus after his crucifixion. Flip a coin, it's probably going to be Mary or a Mary. We all shouted, "Crucify him." That wasn't, I mean, the disciples portrayed Jesus in different ways. Not every single one of them, but there was a lot of disciple betraying. That wasn't one of them. So I'm wondering if maybe it's somebody who was converted after, because she seemed pro-Jesus, converted after the fact, or maybe it was somebody who just vaulted into the crowd and it's not Mary. I don't know. I'm wanting to know more about that. That hit me, and I'm just curious about that.
Stephen, you're too smart for this.
Oh,
I just
Stephen.
know it's true.
I know that name.
It's something old, and yet something new.
Blasphemy. insurgency, inciting revolution.
We must do something.
Saul of Tarsus.
You believe them?
This has nothing to do with our faith.
It has everything to do with it!
Those vibes. Those vibes. Just those vibes. Like, seriously. We didn't get to see Saul last time. Saul was in prison. Luke was going to Saul. But, oh. He gives slight bad guy, or at least intense guy vibes. That just, like, I'm not saying, like, for some reason, seeing him, if you didn't know who he was, it gives off, like, bad guy vibes. But that would make sense because Paul was, like, persecuting. But that does also beg to differ that this is sometime afterwards. Because I'm wanting to say the dude with the beard was, like, black hair, beard was Saul. We don't know officially. We heard the name, and then we saw the face, so maybe. But if that is the case, then it has to be some decent time afterwards because... Or no, this has got to be... Stephen. It sounded like they said Stephen, but if it's who I'm thinking of is Stephen. Stephen. I can't think of the name. Like, I'm thinking of the person. I can't think of how to pronounce the name. Because it's similar to a common name that we hear, but it's different. But name, wherever... was stoned and basically pulled a Jesus of forgive them for they know not what they do. And Paul was there. Saul was there. Saul before he turned to Paul. But if Paul is on our side, if Saul is Paul now, then that says that this is sometime. But like I said, it was making it seem like it was close. So now it seems like the timeline stretched. So I'm wondering if we're getting different points. If we're going to get flashbacks, if that's what we're seeing from the early timeline, or if we're going to get like an extended time period or timeline, or maybe flashing back and forth, who knows. But that definitely seems like there is definite large timeline, at least.
Saul of Tarsus.
You believe them?
This has nothing to do with our faith.
It has everything to do with it!
I mean, unless this is bad guy Saul.
I'm Ananias. This is my wife, Sapphira.
Unless he is... okay, I could see that being whole Saul before he turns, and it's like a whole... This, like, talking about on the Jewish side, like, hey, we need to kill them because this is blasphemy. This is a major thing against us. Against our faith. They don't need to be spewing this. So I could see that. I could see that if this is early timeline and this is before, like, okay, I could see that being the deal. So if it is bad guy vibes, like, I could still see that if that is the deal.
I'm never gonna deny him again.
We're on two different sides of a war that's brewing. And pretty soon, I'm gonna have to start aiming at you.
This minister. This is what happens next.
Oh, was that... Okay, we're back now.
I'm never gonna deny him again.
We're on two different sides of a war
Well,
that's
I'm counting as Peter. Because the whole not denying
and pretty
anything.
soon, I'm gonna have to start aiming at you.
This minister.
Is that Paul?
This
is
is
that
what
Saul?
happens
Are we
next.
getting he had a dream about Jesus instead of, like, coming to him on his way to Damascus? That would be cool interpretation of it. I mean, if that would be a cool interpretation if that is the case. But either way, that's intense, and I'm loving it. And like I said, I cannot wait. Like, I knew I was gonna love this series by just watching the movie or whatever, but it definitely seems like the vibes are more amped. I liked the movie, but this definitely seems like it's an upgrade. And like I said, the movie was pretty good, so having an upgrade from that, like, that just, I can't wait. And I know some of you probably feel the same, because how can you watch that and not feel like there was such vibes out of that, like, such vibes. Like, I could, Like, I remember growing up and having movie nights in youth group. Movies nowadays, if they did movie nights, like, sometimes you would have like kids like wandering off like, oh, this is boring. This would be a kind of movie that you could have a movie night and you wouldn't really have like any kids wandering off. I mean, you probably still would, there's always, but I mean, as far as in most of everyone's gonna be like enthralled. Oh, that's good. But excited. That is it for this evening. Comment for this video of which one are you most excited for. I have to say I'm most excited for Testament, but I doubt that's a surprise after how much I doted on the whole thing. But yes, so excited. And that is it. And thank you all for coming and for staying. And I appreciate you all. And I pray blessings upon you all. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whenever it is for you. It is night for me, so good night to you. Goodbye.